let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Clock, clock, yeah. Typically new, neon signs glow, brick wall behind me. Headlines loud, but they never define me. They rush the story, skip the proof. I slow it down, let it show the truth. Files on deck, read every line. Timestamps matter, so does time. If it don't fit, I don't force the frame. Ask one question, whole story change. No fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Read it again. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah. Let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say you're late, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Welcome to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delay. I had some things I had to prep at the last minute. I apologize. How's everybody doing today? I got on YouTube this morning and I was having my coffee and Icked Mel, if you're familiar with that channel, popped up and he was live streaming a police standoff in Cleveland, Ohio. And that is like 50 minutes for me. And I was like, oh, what's this? Do I need to go take a drive? But apparently I think it was a domestic dispute and someone is holed up in a house and all the police are surrounding. So it doesn't seem like a huge case. But I was like, oh, Cleveland. Whenever I see something local, I got to pay attention. So today we are going to talk about, I titled this, The Real First Responders, right? Because we chose to call friends over instead of the actual police first. Hey, Mike. Hey, Monica. Hello, G-Bean, hyping us up for the show. Lana this morning, no, I saw her talking about DoorDash. You're talking about the DoorDash stuff. I saw Lana talking about the DoorDash. Yes. Let me take a moment and welcome everybody in. Dinocytes, hello. Jessie Lynn, hello. Senior, you had me all pumped up yesterday when we got to talking about Johnny Gosh. I think that case is not only fascinating, but it's so important with all the rabbit hole information that you can get into with that. excited if you ever cover that. I want to do that as well. Hello, Song of the Siren Jenna. Good morning. Hey, Jessie Locks. Are you a teacher? I heard you, I think it was you that said one more week of school. I do not miss those days. I think those of you that don't have teachers in your life, the last few weeks of school are brutal. Brutal. You just get pounded with tons of paperwork and expectations of things to get done for the end of the school year from your administrators. You've got classrooms full of kids. You have to keep entertained, although you're wrapping up content, field trips, and all that other stuff. Dame Shutterbug, hello. Hey, Jen. How are you guys today? All right. And Kivi Cattell, hello. Sweet Pea. All right. So I was talking about these first responders. Also, I changed some settings on my sound. Let me know if I'm like blowing your eardrums out or if it sounds horrible. I hope not. Oh, talking about Molly. Yes, the DoorDash. Yeah, she's on to something there for sure. You're not going to get pounded by school. Oh, school traffic. I know. Yep. When I see a school bus, I'm like, go the other way. All right. Yeah, first responders calling their friends over, and I want to get their timelines down. I've been focusing on the timelines. I really have been focusing on these coincidences that I have been calling them. Today, it's probably going to be more about contradictions with this narrative. Using the word narrative is a word that I always use too, because law enforcement, Chief Fry, the prosecutor's office, they put out the story, the narrative that they told us about what happened. And again, I am kicking myself because I know I read something, and I don't know if it's in the book, and I don't know if it's in a report. I'm going to find it this weekend. I was not able to find it for today, but it was about Emily. And she's one of the interviews we're going to listen to today. So we'll listen closely. She said that her and Hunter went to a party, and I believe it was Allie Benson's party. I'm not completely sure, but I think it was that night. Like, I read it. I know I read it, and that's what got me on this. That's why I wanted to do this show. I'm like, wait a minute, because when we listen to their interviews, they're going to say they were in their apartment all night and they were sleeping, then they got up and then they were sleeping. So that's going to be super important to find. I want to say it was in one of the Idaho State. If anybody wants to take a minute and pull up the Idaho State Police documents and search, maybe I'll do it. I'll do it at the end of the show. So we'll search, because you can search for words. Oh, you know what I did? I think I know how I did it. I was searching for an address. I wanted the address of Allie Benson, I think. So I searched the Idaho State Police documents for the word party, and like, I don't know, 85 hits came up or something. And I looked at every single page, and I think maybe it came up there because she would have been talking about going to a party. So at the end of the show, I will do a search for Emily and party, and we'll see what comes up. Yeah. So we're going to listen to Lyndon, sorry about that, Hunter and Emily, and analyze their interviews. And we're kind of also prepping for tomorrow night. for the verdict room. So please join me tomorrow night, Saturday at 6 p.m. for the verdict room, where we are going to have on Travis T. Logic, and he analyzes these interviews for language. And I know Dago was also prepping for that last night, and he was listening to Lakeland's interview. We might be doing that one. So, yeah, come hang out with me for that. All right. So I made something for you guys, for me and for you. I've been talking about this, making a map of where everything is regarding this case. So let me see how big I can get those. How do I get that off? I can get that off. Does this go up? There we go. All right. So here you can see Moscow. That says I'm zoomed out, so you can just see the whole area that we're talking about regarding the crime. And then that yellow line I measured over here. This is where I found Jack in the Box. I did not realize Jack in the Box was all the way over here. Oh, did it not add it? I didn't pin it. But this is where the Jack in the Box is. Did they remove it, you guys? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if I click on this, it measured it for me, and it's 7.81 miles away from the house. So what's that? Less than a 10-minute drive away from the house. And that's as the crow flies. So that's a straight shot, 7.8 miles. So if you're driving on the roads, it's going to take longer. All right. So let's get back over here to Moscow, and I'm going to blow this up. So up at the top, farthest away on this part is, what does this say? Print, clean, ask me later. Ask me later. Okay. The Corner Club is the farthest up here at the top. I also looked up Team Idaho. Team Idaho owns all these rentals, all the houses that all these kids live in. They must have a property management office downtown here. And then I'll locate you to where the house is. So the house is going to be the red dot, 1122. Okay, it's the empty lot now. So let me see how you are seeing that. Hey, Michelle, how are ya? The Holly Berry, hello. Hey, Steven. Reading your comments real quick. The whole investigation was from the very beginning a pathetic farce where all Ellie just played some roles like in some cheap soap opera. Yeah, there's a lot of things to call out. Ah, Lori. Hey, Lori. Yeah, our chairs are here. Carlos's empty chair is behind me. I should bring in Ophelia and set her on there. Doug Wilson may own that business. Oh, Team Idaho. All right. So immediately to the left of 1122 is right here. I'm making it move a little bit. 1112, that is the camera house with the pumpkins on the porch. It's right there. Next to it, 1118, that's what they call the shark tank. Okay, right here, this big long house is the shark tank. Way far over here to the left, 1127. This is Jack D's house. And he has a straight shot visual to the King Road house, right through that pathway between the houses. So there's the line where I ended Jack in the Box, DoorDash ending there. So that would be 7.81 miles to there. We've got the Queen Road apartments over here. And the Whites right here at 621 Taylor Avenue. And I forget where I got that address from. I don't know if that was the rack or if that's Emily's apartment, but those are two places that, we know Emily and Josie live over here at Taylor Avenue. These are the Whites. There was a party at the rack. There are people talking about being there until like 5 a.m. at this apartment called the Rack. Over here, so Kayla Newen's apartment is 619 Taylor Avenue. This is what they call the tree house, I believe, and makes sense because there's a giant tree right there. So I think I've got that correct. The Queen Road apartments are these two long buildings, but I also think this white rooftop here, I don't know if you can see my cursor. You can see my cursor. Okay. This white rooftop right here, I also think is part of the Queen Road apartments. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if it is, I think that's where they said Jack Showalter lived. Am I wrong about that? Oh, the Holly Berry. I see your comment about Brian. I don't know if you're asking someone in the chat specifically, but I haven't done really an episode on him yet, and I am planning that for next week. All things Brian Koberger. The other apartment that I need to put on here that I thought I did have. Let me check. Well, I needed to find Allie Benson's apartment. I know it was also on Taylor Avenue. But right now, off the top of my head, I do not have the address. Is it in the, let me see if it's in the chart real quick. I'm not, oh, it might be in the chart. I think it is. And then I will plot it on the map. Yeah, Kivitelli. Why does the perpetrator have to come from Pullman? Like there's 3 other directions on there that it could be coming from, right? We also need to do, I want to do an episode on what I like to call the convergence on the house. I feel like there were people coming from all directions and all manners of transportation. 4MKXE. Hello. All right. I am looking up Allie Benson's apartment address real quick. Oh, it just says on Taylor Avenue. Come on. You got to have it somewhere. If you know Allie Benson's address, let me know in the chat. All right, they also went there at 10 something. I thought it was 10 something. This is why this is. Nope. All right, I need to add Allie Benson's house. In one of Pav's, hi, Ocean Waves, in one of Pav's videos, he said Jack Showalter lives in the main building of Queen Road and that Jackson Schneider, who is Nicholas Mowich's son, lives in the small building on the right. Okay. Thank you. Oh, okay. That's probably where I got it from. I probably didn't see the update, Jesse Locks. Oh, Jesse Locks, you're saying he does. Well, those are things that I need to look at. Let's look at what I actually have here. All right. So that's the immediate neighborhood, right? Then across the street here, of course, we know where Sigma Chi is. Okay, right there. So I drew a line from Sigma Chi because that is one place that Ethan frequents, right? Sigma Chi. And then we've got 1122 where Ethan stays. But what about his apartment? So the only thing that I have been able to find so far is that his apartment, I'll let you see. So you can see the red dot, 1122, and then Sigma Chi. Make it as big as I can. And then Sigma Chi. And then all the way over here, again, not following the roads, just, straight line. This is where the gas station is, the 76er. And you can see there's like 3 apartment buildings, 4 apartment buildings right here. Did he live in one of these? There is an apartment building that's surrounded by trees here. Did he live in that? Across the street, I was looking over here. There's also apartment buildings across the main highway. So what did that say? Forest Service. Okay. There's also some little apartments over here. So somewhere around there is where Ethan lived. So then when we go farther out, going into the campus or around the edge of the campus, I guess, Alpha Kappa Lambda, that is the fraternity we talked about yesterday. So Caden Young, Christopher O'Flaherty, possibly Steve Gonsalves Jr., all attended or were members of Alpha Kappa Lambda. So they're across the field from Sigma Chi. And then when we go a little further, where'd it go? Here we go. Into campus this way, we've got Pi Beta Phi right here. This is all the girls in the house. Dylan, Bethany, Xana, Maddie, Emily, all Pi Beta Phis, even though some of them had supposedly left. I'm questioning that. And Senior Wazowski is getting the what is it, disciplinary report, something like that, for the frats and sororities. I told him yesterday I was gonna make a contribution on behalf of the unique peeps over here. I still got to do that. It's on my to-do list for today. We need to get that report because that's an awful lot of kids, an awful lot of students, sorority members that just coincidentally, another coincidence, you guys, coincidentally just dropped out because it got too expensive. Now that could be, but it's very coincidental. Or did something happen? Was there consequences for something? Weird that Emily and Dylan are hanging out a lot more. She was best friends with Xana. Oh, like currently Emily's hanging out with Dylan? Yay. Well, that's because Emily was Dylan's big. Emily's Dylan's big. So that's like a big sister. That's like a lifelong family type relationship. She must not suspect anything. So that was Phi Beta or Pi Beta Phi. And then over here we have the delts. So these ones are, pretty removed from over by the King Road neighborhood. I mean, what, 5-minute walk, probably 5-10-minute walk. Here's Delta Tau Delta. And I cannot believe that I've said this before, that these fraternity houses are on campus. Like in Ohio, they're off campus, I think. I know Kent State University. And because I don't think the university wants to deal with them. Like they're in the city. They're in city limits. They are not on the campus. So if something happens there, the city deals with it, not the university. Here is the Alpha Phi house. So this would be Kaylee's. Oh, and I want to show you this because it's beautiful. Look at that. This other photo. It just looks very like colonial. It looks like Southern charm to me. What do you guys think? Exactly, Senor. And I hope that it will name who, like, individuals. I always say if a fraternity or a sorority gets put on probation, there's individuals that caused that, right? There's individuals that caused that. Hey, Karmic. Hi, Stoner Podcast Media. Witchy was. I mean, Witchy, I see what you're saying about Emily. I'm like so disappointed because I really liked her at first, just like first impression. She just seems like the kind of like strong-willed person that I kind of gravitate towards. And I think that's true. When I first heard her interview, I was like, oh my gosh, I thought she was like the first like honest person. Don't come at me. But now after listening to it a few times, and then, like I said, seeing that statement about them possibly being at a party, I am raising some concerns, right? There's some concerns going on with that. In fact, I think she deserves
red
this.
flag, red flag, red flag, red flag.
Definitely a red flag.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Right? And a side eye. She gets the side eye. That's funny. I'm catching up on the comments. A red flag. I also got my own personal red flag. Red flags. We're going to point out some red flags today. Yeah. All right. So I think I showed you everything on the map. Let me see it. Because Alpha Phi, I think they are the furthest one out. Yep. They're the furthest one out. So, Taco Bell. So Ethan always goes to Taco Bell. So we've got Sigma Chi 1122 and the 76er gas station. So he's somewhere in that area going to Taco Bell all the time. So I thought I drew. Here it is. Here's Taco Bell. So quick drive over here. I was wondering what this big building complex was. Like, do they have a mall? Maybe it's a plaza with lots of stores or something. It doesn't label them, so I don't know. But there's Taco Bell. Right down whatever that road is, highway, I forget. Does it tell me? No. Oh, and I also, look at this. There's the Grove. There's the Grove right there. So it's also, why did I think the Grove was part of Pullman? Gen 7S contributing to our contribution to Senor Wazowski. Thank you so much. That's going to go in today. Appreciate you.
Clock it.
So I gotta say thank you. Clock it.
I love that little tune. How about the guys who played a game against the Vandals and came from where? Some gave them info. There's maybe this. Did the cops interview them ever? I don't know about that, Kivy. Thanks, Stoner Podcast. All right. Takes a community over here, you guys. All right, let's get into the first interview. We're going to start with Lyndon. Lyndon Beck was staying the night with Josie Louderin over at the Whites at her apartment the night of the murders. They are still together. Josie has a TikTok. Oh, and before I get into this, I want to give you guys time if you want to help me out, or just let me know in the chat. Who FOIA'd Josie Louderin's interview? I thought it was Jules. And didn't it come back like completely silent? Because I couldn't find it. Ro, he's still sleeping over. They live together. They live together. They live together. Who FOIA'd Josie Louderin's interview and wasn't it silenced? Because I can't find it. So he just didn't put, like, it's just not even posted. Connor did. I mean, am I right about that? We haven't seen Josie's interview, correct? Let me know if I'm right about that. All right, here comes Lyndon.
My name's
FOIA and find out, you guys. FOIA and find out. That's amazing. We have the best community around here. And when I say community, I mean there's many channels. We're all like connected, working together, sharing. It's amazing. Even though I love the peeps. I love my peeps. There's a video, but no audio. Senor, where is it posted? We need a body language expert. Is it posted somewhere? Video, no audio. Josie's on a vacation far away. I cannot sing. I love that song. Yes, love that song. All right, here goes.
Okay. What is your first name? What's your middle initial? And what's your date?
2002.
And what's a good phone number? And what's a good address for you? What do you live
Like
right now?
here?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that a frat?
Yeah.
Which one's that? Sorry, I don't know. You gotta stay inside most of the time. Okay. I will apologize now for asking weird questions about sororities and fraternities because I just never did that scene. So, what can you tell me?
So Lyndon is, I'm looking at my list from over here. Lyndon is also a Delta Tau Delta. Delta Tau Delta. Hunter Johnson. Where's his name over there? Hunter Johnson is not a Delta. He is a Phi Delta Theta. Phi Delta Theta is what I have for Hunter Johnson. But Lyndon Beck, Delta Tau Delta. They redacted that, but we know it anyways.
Did you go party?
No, I slept through that.
Okay.
I was sleeping at the Whites with Joe. We crashed pretty early, and then we were up. We got back up around really early in the morning, like 2, 3.
What time did you guys crash, roughly?
8 maybe.
Yeah.
And then, sorry. We woke up around that time that happened.
Okay.
And yeah.
What, help me, for somebody that doesn't know the layout of the sororities, where's the Whites compared to where
So-
Dylan and them live?
The Whites is like, let's say, what's that
Senor, my email is, oh, you got it already. Thank you. I appreciate you.
that street that so here's the White's apartment maybe.
Okay.
Like that's like the 2 apartment complexes.
Right.
And I was like up here. And the other house is like back here.
Do you access that off of the side road or does it come through the parking lot?
You go to like the parking lot, you go right here.
Okay.
Go walk through it.
Football field distance? What kind
Yeah.
of distance?
I'd say so.
Okay. And that's Joe's apartment?
Yeah, there's the apartment.
Gotcha. Okay.
The boat is there.
Okay. So you guys woke up about that time. What woke you up to that point?
What woke us up?
Yeah, what's did you
Just
have?
woke up.
Okay.
I don't really know.
What did you do at that point?
We were just hanging out in the living room.
Okay.
Just talking. And then we were up till probably about almost 5.
Okay.
And then went back to bed. And then we woke up in the morning. I said probably around 9. Maybe earlier, I'm not really sure. I didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
But and then came into the room.
Okay.
And then I think she sounded pretty scared. She said there was somebody in her house last night. They ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room because she saw somebody in her house and she only sees nose in his chin or something like that.
Okay.
And then she like was freaking out. She wanted us to go over there, so we got her stuff and went over there.
So you and Joe at the house didn't go to this,
No.
right? Yes.
Mhm.
They also didn't go to the guy, right?
I don't think so. No.
All right. This part was important. Listen to this. I might have to slow it down. Is he speaking like Dylan's actually in the house?
And she sounded pretty scared. She said there was somebody in her house.
Okay.
The boat was there.
Okay. So you guys woke up about that time. What woke you up to that point?
What woke us up?
Yeah, what's did you have?
Wait a minute. I missed the first bomb. Sorry, you guys. I was doing something else. I can't do two things at once.
So here's the White's apartment, maybe.
Okay.
Right here.
We were up. We got back up around really early in the
Sorry, I don't know you guys.
That's all right.
Stay inside most of the time. Okay. I will apologize now for asking weird questions about sororities and fraternities because I just never did that scene. So, what can you tell me? Did you go to the party?
No, I slept through that.
Okay.
I was sleeping at the White's.
When I first listened to this, well, re-listened to it again, getting ready for this show, I was thinking of Travis T. Logic. So Travis has been listening to the witnesses, like he did Dylan for sure, and analyzing their language, right? With this, the way the cop starts off with, this is Maori, of course, and he's like, what can you tell me? And that kind of puts the, Lyndon, I would be like, well, gosh, like maybe Travis would say that's a good interview technique because it leaves it so open-ended. It's just like, where's this person going to start? But I thought, what if he analyzed the police? What if he did the language analysis on the police? That would be interesting.
With crashed pretty early, and then we were up. We got back up around really early in the morning, like 2, 3.
What time did you guys crash? Roughly
8 maybe.
Yeah.
And then, sorry. We woke up around that time that happened.
Okay.
Listen to this. Right here, slowing it down a little bit. Oh, why do I have it on? I had it on too fast anyways. Listen to this.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
We woke up around that time that happened.
Woke up around the time that happened. And you can hear it in the tone. Like he gets a little bit more serious. It's like that is not a good thing. That happened. So he says they went to bed around 8. He says they woke up around 2 to 3 a.m., but he also goes back and says, we woke up when that happened. So that means, did that blood-curdling scream wake them up? Did that blood-curdling scream wake them up? Were they up already?
Yeah.
And yeah.
What help me for somebody that doesn't know the layout of the sororities? Where's the one?
Listen to these cops. Listen to these cops. And think about the cop that was talking to Chris O'Flaherty yesterday. Think about him and how he would take a tiny nugget of information and know, like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't adding up. This doesn't make sense. This isn't adding up. And he would drill that kid. This officer, Mr. Maori here, you just heard a witness say, we woke up when that happened, and you move on to another topic. He just moves on to another topic. I don't know the fraternities and sororities. Can you help me out with that? Why on earth would you change topics? Dame Shutterbug, I'm a little behind, had to pause, but wasn't Lyndon with Emily and Hunter at the house after they called Emily? Yes. Yes. I think it's Hunter's heavy breathing, not Lyndon. Lyndon says he did not go upstairs or anything like that. But we don't know, so we can all think what we want.
Lights compared to where
So-
David and them both live.
The Whites is like, let's say, what's that street? So here's the Whites apartment, maybe.
Okay.
Like that's like the two apartment complexes,
Right.
and I was like up here, and the other house is like back here.
Do you access that off of a side road, or does it come through the parking lot?
You go to like the parking lot, you go right here.
Okay.
Go walk through it.
Football field distance? What kind
Yeah.
of distance?
I'd say so.
Okay. And that's Joe's apartment?
Yeah. There's apartment.
Gotcha. Okay.
The boats are there.
Okay. So, you guys woke up about that time. What woke you up to that point?
What woke us up?
Yeah, what's, did you
Just
have?
woke up.
Okay.
I don't really know.
What'd you do at that point?
We were just hanging out in the living room.
Yeah.
Just talking.
Okay, so good on Maury. He did come back and say, what woke you up? But Lyndon doesn't know. He doesn't know. I don't know. We were just in the living room, hanging out, talking. How many of you in the chat think there's more to that? They just all randomly woke up during the middle of the night. I mean, it can happen, but is it a coincidence on the night of a quadruple homicide of your friends that live right next to where you're at? Is it a coincidence? It's another one of those coincidences.
And then we were up till probably about almost 5.
Okay.
And then went back to bed.
Up till 5.
And then we woke up in the morning. I said probably around 9. Maybe earlier. I'm not really sure. I didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
But and then
So these are the little pieces, the little nuggets of information. So they went to bed at 5. So to me, that's like they were hanging out in the living room. They left the living room. They went to their bedrooms. So now it's like Lyndon and Josie, they're in a room away from Hunter and Emily. Okay. So they could be having their own little conversations, just making their own little decisions about what they're going to do if they do know something. He says he doesn't really sleep. So it's 5 a.m. He doesn't really sleep. They get up, he says, around 9 a.m., maybe earlier. Now, remember, there's rumors out there that the Snapchat messages were notifying different frat groups on Snapchat about what happened at King at 1122. He is contradicting what the other people that are at the same place he is about the time they say they get up, about the times that They were up during the night, things like that. And isn't it interesting that there's 4 people and Josie is the one interview, the 4th person in that apartment. We cannot hear her information. Why do you think they won't let us hear Josie's information, you guys? Why would they keep Josie's interview hidden? It's so obvious. It's so obvious. I see you, tomboy. Be safe driving.
Came into the room,
Okay.
and then I think
Oh, this is the other part when he's talking about coming in the room. So he might be talking about Emily, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to slow this down and listen.
maybe earlier, I'm not really sure. I didn't sleep much,
Yeah.
but and then came into the room.
Okay.
Okay. So he says, we got up around 9, maybe earlier. I'm not sure. I didn't sleep much. And then blank came into the room. So probably Emily.
And then I think, and she sounded pretty scared. She said there was somebody in her house last night. They ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room because she saw some.
Okay. They ran downstairs. Now he says they ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room. We'll just leave it at that.
Somebody in her house, and she could only see his nose in his chin or something like that.
Again, he's repeating the story that Dylan told everybody, right? She's getting everybody to tell the same thing.
Okay.
And then she was freaking out. She wanted us to go over there. So we got our stuff and went over there.
So this is why I think Dylan might have actually walked over there. I think she might have went over there because he just said, so we got her stuff and went over there. She wanted us to go over there. Here. I don't know if I'm right, but this is not as straightforward to me. Okay. I'll point out what I'm hearing. Okay. Maybe down one. Where are we at? Yeah. Okay.
Maybe earlier, I'm not really sure. I didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
And then
Okay, so this part right here, he says, but and then it's redacted, came, and I think he's saying came over or came into the room.
the room.
Came into the room. Okay. So they woke up and then blank came into the room.
Okay.
And then I think.
So that right there. And then I think redacted. And then I think.
And
she
sounded pretty scared.
She sounded pretty scared. He could just be saying Emily came in the room and Dylan was on the phone on speakerphone. He could be saying that. But they redacted it, so we can't be sure.
Scared. She said there was.
She sounded pretty scared.
Somebody in her house last night. They ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room.
Okay. They ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room.
Because she saw somebody in her house and she could only see his nose and his chin or something like that.
Okay.
And then she like was freaking out. She wanted us to go over there. So we got her stuff and
So that's the part right there. She wanted us to go over there. So Dylan could be, if Dylan's on the phone, she wants us to go over there. So we got her stuff. What stuff? What stuff? Thanks, you guys. We're breaking it down together. Point stuff out for me that you hear too. Dame Shutterbug says, that is my belief. Former 911 telecommunications officer here. I also believe that he is the one that said, hello, hello, as the phone was passed around. Yes. Yeah. I do agree. I agree with you. I heard it the same way. Like it's a different guy's voice. I'm sorry, you guys. I just got, there's a group text between me and my husband and my daughter. And all I saw was Justin. And I love Justin Timberlake. And so whenever there's something about Justin Timberlake, that's what Carlos writes. Oh my God, it caught my attention. I love Justin Timberlake. All right, back to what we were talking about. It doesn't say our stuff. It says we got her stuff. Her stuff. So, does Dylan have something over at Emily's house? What is it? Why does she need it now? Was she over there? Like, let's think about that. Some people think Dylan wasn't at the house all night. Did she walk over to Emily sometime during the night, crash out? Maybe that's why they're all up between 2 and 5. Maybe Dylan's there. I'm just totally 1000% speculating because why would she have stuff there? Does she go back to the house at some point? And then, well, I don't know. But for some reason, so we got her stuff.
went over there.
And went over there. What other her could there be? We got Josie's stuff and went over there. We got Emily's stuff and went over there. I don't think that makes sense at all. I think the her, when you use a pronoun, you refer back to the noun you were talking about. And he was talking about Dylan. So the last established female noun that he was talking about was Dylan. And so her has to be Dylan.
So you and Joe at the house didn't go to the...
No.
Lori, I see your comment. I'm going to come over here for a second. So we're going to talk through this. Where did it go? Why am I so far down here? Right here. So I take it as Emily grabbed her own phone and maybe her shoes to go over there. Okay. This is Lyndon Beck, and he's Josie's girlfriend. Boyfriend. So Lyndon, the guy talking, and Josie are in a room together. Emily must have come in their room. Was she the last noun that was established? So we got Emily's stuff and went over. Maybe.
Right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They also didn't go to the bed, right?
I don't think so, no.
So when was... 9 in the morning-ish.
Wait a minute. You guys are dropping information in the chat. Let me see here. So Senor just said MPD supplemental 312. You hear our stuff. Okay, maybe I was reading the screen because the screen said her. So maybe I need to just shut my eyes and listen. I don't know. Hello, Angie. Yeah, for sure. I will send that right on over as a I'm going to do a collective amount to him. Thank you for that. E told me the following. E was a student at WSU in the fall and was in classwork cover. Okay. I got to back that up and hear it again. All right, I'm not going to read the words on the screen. I'm just going to listen.
And she like was freaking out. She wanted us to go over there, so we got her stuff and went over there.
I still hear H sound. I still hear the H sound. I don't know if it's just ingrained in me now because that's what I think, but that's what I still hear.
So you and Joe were at the house, didn't go to this?
No.
So you and Josie go to the house, didn't go to the, sound like you said, like started to say like stairs or something.
Right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They also didn't go to the right?
I don't think so, no.
So
Now is he talking about the Sigma Chi party? I don't know. They also didn't go to blank, right? I don't think so, no. I think they went to another party. They didn't go to Sigma Chi, but they went to another party.
when was it? Nine in the morning-ish. When was the time before that you saw?
I was up with and Jeff at like 3.
So that you were hanging out with the girls at that point?
Yeah.
What time?
Yeah, he was sleeping in the bed.
Okay.
Okay, so he's asking him the last time he saw Hunter, I believe, and he's saying 3. He was sleeping in bed. When was the last time?
At like 3.
So that you were hanging out with the girls? Yeah. Nine in the morning-ish. When was the time before that you saw?
When was the time before that you saw blank? What, we're not allowed to know who he is talking about? It's got to be Hunter.
I was up with and Jeff at like 3.
So that you were hanging out with the girls at that point?
Yeah.
What time?
Yeah, he was sleeping in the bed.
Okay.
So it sounds like Lyndon, Josie, and Emily were up like at that 2 o'clock, 2:30-ish time period, and then Hunter got up at 3.
Or he was at his apartment, I'm not sure.
Or he was at his apartment. Oh my God. I mean, did you see him at 3 a.m. or not? That's a big contradiction right there. Is he there or not? Did he get up in the middle of the night and hang out with you guys or not? I mean, you gotta get that straightened out. Which one is it?
I remember being there though.
Okay. And then, obviously knows girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she part of that, or is she in a different?
I'm getting so frustrated with these redactions, and they are not following the rules about redactions. Redactions are for personal information, medical information. It could be like to protect like key witnesses or something like that. But not the names of just places or people or oh my God. All right, I think there's something here. Let me listen to this. Okay, it's slowed down.
Girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Hunter obviously knows the girls, like the victims. Mm-hmm.
Is she part of that, or is she in a different?
Is she part of that? Hunter obviously knows the girls, the King girls, the sorority girls, because then he says, is she part of that? Well, what's that? Is she part of that? That sorority? Who's she? Who's she? Who's he talking about?
Sorority?
Is she in a different sorority? How did we jump to a she? Who's he talking about?
Sorority right now?
Yeah.
Is she in her sorority right now?
She is. Okay.
Well, I think she might have dropped, but she's still technically, or maybe not technically.
Who is it? Did I miss it? Let me know in the chat. Who are they talking about? Who are they talking about?
Or he was at his apartment, I'm not sure. I remember being there though.
Okay. And then, obviously knows girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she part of that, or?
Is it not Hunter? Maybe it's not Hunter. I think that's my mistake. Right here. What is this?
And then,
what name does he say there? I thought it started with an H, but he's got to be talking about a girl. Emily or Josie?
obviously knows
Maybe it's
girls,
Emily, obviously
right?
knows the girls.
Is she part of that, or is she in a different sorority? Is she in a sorority right now?
Yeah.
She is. Okay.
Well, I think she might have dropped, but she's still technically, or maybe not technically.
Okay.
I think it's talking about Emily.
So you woke up, Emily and Hunter were there. Acting normal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, yeah, and
In the morning,
that was what time-ish?
maybe around 10.
Does it bother anybody else that the police officer is saying time-ish? What time-ish was that? He's sounding, he's probably heard it so many times from the students, but oh my gosh.
10-ish.
Okay.
So he says 10-ish, around 10-ish.
And then you guys went over to the house. Did you all drive in the same car?
We walked,
Walked.
because it's really
That's
close.
not that, yeah. That was my bad. Trying to kill the environment by driving. So what happens when you get to the house?
Ran out, or they were crying, walking out, and out there before us.
Was he with you? You guys left that apartment at the same time, or?
Yeah, he went ahead of us.
Okay,
He was, I think, really concerned.
gotcha.
So it sounds like to me that they were all, Lyndon, Hunter, Emily, Josie were like, hey, let's go over there. But then you know how like a group of friends are, like someone goes to the bathroom, someone can't find their shoes. And it sounds to me like Hunter was ready. So he takes off, he goes first. So he's ahead of them. And then they just come a little bit after. Like, I don't think he was there like an hour. According to this, it doesn't sound like he was there an hour.
And we got there, was inside, and everyone was crying. And I went into the downstairs door, but I didn't go up the stairs because it was up there too. And said, don't come up here, you don't want to see this.
This is where Kane, Kane, he might be related to Mackenzie Sharilla and Talking Gypsy ish. He's talking gypsy. I can't even say it. Gypsy ish. Oh my goodness. Hunter was alone inside for 7 minutes before the others arrived. How do we know that? That's an exact time. Where was I going to go with that? Oh, this is where the 911 call falls apart for me. And it hasn't even been made yet. The phone call has not even been made yet. But if Hunter says, don't come up here, you don't want to see this. Now, we didn't always know what this was, right? We didn't know what Hunter saw. Did he go in the room? Did he not go in the room? Was the door blocked? Like all these stories we were told, right? Oh, the door was blocked. And oh, Whitcomb. Thank you, Witchy. Thank you, Witchy. I forget about that chart. And welcome to the blue team, Witchy. Pete Patrol. Where was I going with that? I was saying the 911 call. Why the narrative is that Hunter told the girls to get out of the house and call 911, right? And supposedly it's because he's protecting them from what they saw. I'm just like, what are you calling 911 for? If if my friend like come to the steps, I am already scared that that something has happened to my roommates, and he's like, get out, call 911. What am I calling for? So maybe, gosh, maybe this is making the 911 call actually seem not as crazy as I thought. So, because they don't know why they're calling, because he didn't tell them, hey, your friends are slaughtered up here. But no, I cannot say that, because I believe there's another statement somewhere where Bethany even says she went in the room. I believe those girls they saw them in the room. Exactly, Witchy. That's where I'm going to go next with the 911 call. Hunter tells the girls, get out, get out, get out, call 911. Well, he has to say that before they actually call 911. But then when we listen to the 911 call, we hear Hunter say, get out, get out, get out. Everything in this case, every single thing in this case is convoluted. Convoluted. It's my new word. Coincidences. Oh, this should be like I don't know, it's a good title for something. Coincidences, contradictions, and what's the word for that? Convolutedness. Coincidences, contradictions, and convolutedness. I don't even know if that's a word. We're making it up. We're making it up.
Okay. How well do you know? Did you know Ethan?
Not well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just know about him, kind of thing, through the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever talk about Xana or Maggie or Kaylee? Maggie, sorry.
What do you mean?
Did she ever talk just about them having boyfriends, anything like that? Did she know Xana? And
Yeah.
so
No, they're really close friends.
right. So do you remember them talking about anything like boyfriends that are being assholes?
No.
Guys maybe at work that are being assholes, anything like that? Okay. Have you seen or heard anything on social media popping up?
No.
Okay.
My phone died.
Understood. My camera's about to do the same thing, so. Okay. Does any of the girls that you know have any kind of stalking history or anything like that from guys in the past?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I did hear Dave say something about like a month ago there was like a guy stalking her or something like that. I think you might want to talk to her about that.
Okay. Okay. Anything else that I need to know that you can think of?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. And being 100 yards or ish away, did you hear anything? Did you hear anything? Fireworks, backfires? Okay.
Did you just say firefighters?
Obviously, if you think of anything, let us know. I've been telling everybody that you guys have the crisis center on campus.
What did he say? He said fireworks and then something else. What else? Oh, backfires. I was like, firefighters.
Backfires. Okay. All right, man.
That's totally impossible. We heard those noises on Linda Lane. We heard them on the 1112. Like they were awake. Come on. And vampires. Did you hear any vampires? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay.
Obviously, if you think of anything, let us know. I've been telling everybody that you guys have the crisis center on campus. My recommendation would be not to wait until you think you need it. As a cop that sees a lot of bad stuff throughout my career, I've learned that if I wait, usually it's too late. Take advantage of those. Go talk to somebody, even if it's just, hey, not being able to sleep or whatever it is. Those things are huge as far as values to helping out. So don't think that you got to power through anything like this. If you
All right. So that is Lyndon Beck. Lyndon's timeline is he doesn't say what he did during the day, but he says went to bed around 8 or 8:30. They woke up around 2 to 3 a.m. When that happened. So we are starting to get so much evidence now. We hear the horrible scream and yelling and just all the loud noise happening at around 2:20 to 3 o'clock. That exact time where the girls are frantically calling Jack. We hear that horrible scream. We have Lyndon here saying the time that happened. That's what it's sounding like. There's a lot more crime noise, like of a brutal attack, in my opinion, at that 2:30-ish, 2:30 time, than at 4 to 4:30. And I don't know why the narrative became there was a loud thump and a whimper at 4:20 a.m. I've listened to that. I barely hear anything. Like I don't know. And if I was comparing the 2:26 sounds to the 4:20 sounds, the 2:26 hands down. So these interviews that I'm playing are from Christie's Chaos. Make sure you are subscribed to her channel. She has all kinds of body cams, and not only body cams, she makes like compilation videos of a topic. She did one on Jack D's timeline. It was awesome. All her videos are awesome. So make sure you're subscribed and watch her. So now I'm going to try to find Emily's interview. Here's Molly. Where's Emily? I know she has it. Emily. So I think the biggest nugget from Lyndon there was, the time that happened. And, if Lyndon is saying that, imagine what Josie said. Imagine what if Josie actually, and I'm just going to speculate because Moscow, Idaho wants to hide Josie's interview. So what if Josie describes the sounds she hears? What else could she be describing? She could be describing maybe more about Hunter, because Lyndon didn't seem so sure that Hunter was there the whole entire time. Here we go. I found it. Senor, the email that I got from you, can you guys hear me? Yes. Is a Molly the DoorDash interview. Is that what you wanted me to get? Molly's interview? You think Lyndon sounds like Dave? Ooh. Oh. Interesting. You never know. I mean, I think Lyndon and Josie are a cute couple. I think poor old Lyndon there probably wanted to say more, but he's got that code of silence from the frat. Emily throwing her man under the bus from the get-go, right? That's a good comparison, Witchy. We'll have to look at that. There's a search icon at the top by post. You can type in her name. It might pop up quicker. What am I? I'm missing something. Yeah, we're going to listen to all that. Ro, thanks for posting that link. Thank you, senor. I'm not going to play Molly today, though. I'm going to play these first responders. I don't think Molly's a first responder. Molly's an instigator. Of course, we can't hear. They can go ahead and redact all the personal information they want. And it's a good, we're at 1.5 minutes. Oh, wait, I don't have the closed captioning on. Where's the closed captioning? There we go.
Recorded. Okay, red light's on. Can you state your name for me? Okay, let me check it spelling correctly. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is first name, correct? Yep. What's your name? What's your date of birth?
2001.
Good phone number for you. Okay, you have, that's your phone right there, right? Real quick before we get into that, what's your relationship to the victims?
Sarah is my best friend.
Okay.
Ethan is her boyfriend, who's also one of my best friends. And Maddie Moken and Kaylee are great friends, so all those two was because they live with them.
Okay. Are you were they all in a sorority?
Yeah, we were all. Me and Xana are not anymore.
Okay. What about Ethan?
And Mogan's not in it anymore.
Okay.
Ethan is in, along with his brother who's here. And his sister.
I'll give you some tissues if you need them, okay? You sure? Yeah. Okay. Let me know if you need something, all right? Again, this is not just, if you need a minute, take a minute, okay? Okay, so at the end of all this, we're going to seize your phone as evidence, okay? Just understand that this is a procedure for us, okay? Yeah. Doesn't mean we're looking at you or anything like that. It's just this really helps us kind of narrow it down, okay? So is that an iPhone?
Yes.
What model is it?
I think it's the 11.
You can take all this.
It should be. Yeah, I think it's 11.
Okay. Does it have a passcode on it?
It does.
What's your passcode? Okay, so your social media, what kind of social media do you have?
I got your email, senor. Wow, your drive that drive is so organized. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. Is this redacted? What did he ask her? Oh my God. I need to know what he asked her. What did he ask her? What's your passcode? Social media?
So why don't we just kind of start with yesterday? Did you go to a football game or anything?
I was at the game working.
Okay. Why don't you start with kind of about the time you left the football game, like got everything wrapped up, just best as you can recall, just kind of walk me through the rest of your evening, okay?
After the football, well, I got to leave early. I left probably 5 minutes after halftime, and I walked home from the dome. I went and said hello to all of my other friends in a different apartment, right next to where I live.
Where do you live? Gotcha.
And I was there for maybe an hour, two.
Okay.
And
Do you think she went to Kayla Nguyen's apartment, or do you think she went to a different apartment at the Whites? What do you guys think?
I went home and it was about 8:30, and
Okay, so halftime of the football game. I don't know what halftime would be. I don't know what time halftime would be. And then she walks home and then she goes to a different apartment, but then she says she got home about 8:30. So Lyndon says him and Josie are already in bed. They're already crashed out for the night, but Emily's getting home at 8:30. Now, we don't know where Hunter's been this whole time, right?
me and
So when did you get to your apartment?
8:30 p.m.
8:30.
Well, after visiting my friends.
Yeah, so you went to buy your friends and then.
And none of them were there.
Okay.
It's about 8:30, and
All right. I am not going to feel bad about mispronouncing Nguyen. That's for sure. But I'm going to NGY. No, NGUYEN. Pronunciation. I want to hear it. So win or win. Where does it say this? Where's like the I just want a simple. Oh, it's Vietnamese. Interesting. All right, we'll just keep it easy and say win. I know it's not a big deal. I'm just being silly, you guys. Sorry. So I think she's saying none of the victims were there, and that would be true because 8:30 is everybody's back at their. They had been waking up from nap time. Nap time at 1122 ended around 8, so they're all in 1122 at this time. What is she saying there? Why did they have to delete that? Why did they have to delete that? Just so we don't know who she's talking about. Redactions are not for hiding. Redactions are not for hiding. She just listed a bunch of people were all here at her house. You see my search. Oh, sorry. I wanted you to see the search when I was looking it up, but I forgot to go back to the video. They would be in Kaylee's room, right? Or somewhere because Dylan texts Maddie. I couldn't narrow down within the house where everybody was. You're right. Dylan texts Maddie like, hey, wake up. We're all waking up. And Maddie just responds, can I call you back? Something like that. Thanks for letting me know, G Bean. Trust me, creators appreciate that.
There's two here.
There's two here. Is she naming apartments? This is confusing to me.
We all slept. We all went to bed at like super early at 8:30. We were gonna go to the lodge party, but we just didn't go.
To what party?
There was a lodge party. We didn't make it there. I know that this morning I saw Snapchats of Xana and them there, so I know that they were there.
What, can you kind of tell me what is a lodge party?
A lodge party is it's just like they host and they have their house is all apartment styles, and then there's a big center and that's just their lodge. So they just have.
So when Emily says, I saw Snapchats this morning of Ethan and Xana at the lodge party, so I know they were there. She says in the morning. Do you think she saw other Snapchat messages in the morning? Hi, Glenn.
People come over to the lodge. Pretty much. That's it.
It's just a party.
It's just
okay. No special significance to it.
No.
Okay. So you guys slept. What time did you wake up?
1:30 a.m.
Okay.
So I know it's hard to remember exact times unless you have something like, I mean, that is a significant night. So you'd think there would be like certain things that stand out in your mind. But if you didn't look directly at a clock to know, her saying I woke up at 1:30 and Lyndon saying we woke up at 2, you're getting at least that approximate time frame.
Okay.
We woke up at 1:30 a.m. We stayed up at our own apartment, just doing nothing. We were watching TV probably till like 3, and then just woke up and we all hung out for another hour, and then we all went back to bed.
All right. This is way different than Lyndon. So Emily is saying that her and Hunter, they woke up at 1:30 a.m. They stayed. It's interesting that, well, I guess I don't know how these houses are designed. I think it's weird to me. When I lived in an apartment, and this is a true apartment. This is not like a house divided up like 1, 1, 2, 2. You had a bedroom, and then you shared the kitchen, the living room, the bathrooms, all that stuff. So it sounds like she's calling their bedrooms the apartment or something. I don't know. It's weird. So her and Hunter stayed, I'm just going to say, in her bedroom until 3. And then she says Josie wakes up at 3. But Lyndon says they were up for that noise when it happened. So It sounds like Josie and Lyndon didn't just wake up and hang out in their bedroom. It sounds like Josie and Lyndon heard noises and went out and went to go talk to Emily and Hunter, or they went out to the living room. Like, what would make you do that? Like, hey, what's going on? Or something's going on. They didn't just wake up and stay in their bedroom. They all go out to the living room until like 5 a.m. according to Lyndon. Let's see what Emily says.
And we all hung out for another hour, and then we all went back to bed.
So she says they hung out for an hour. So Emily says they went back to bed at 4.
Nothing out of the ordinary between that, that time you guys are awake?
No.
Nothing at all? No phone calls, text messages, nothing like that?
Huh.
Okay. So after you guys went back to bed, what time did you wake up?
This morning?
Yeah.
10:30 a.m.
10:30.
probably around that time.
Okay. Okay. What did you guys do the rest of the morning after you?
So called me. I can't recall the time. I could look.
Okay.
You want me to look?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Okay. He called me at 11:51
Okay.
and said, C is my little, so she called and said that last night around 4 a.m. she heard and saw a man, and she and were locked in their room sleeping, and they woke up, and she wanted me to come over and check the house because she was too scared.
So, or you said, I'm sorry,
Yes.
we're locked in the room.
And I was like, okay, I'll
Right.
come over.
And that was 11:51. You said,
Yes.
okay. So they saw and heard a man. Did they?
They saw a man last night around 4 a.m. She saw Kaylee scream and go up the stairs, and
So this is.
mhm.
So she saw a man, and then heard Kaylee scream.
Kaylee scream and run up the stairs because she lives upstairs. Kaylee does.
And ran upstairs. Okay.
Ran into the room and locked themselves in it. And then, she was screaming their names.
Okay, wait a second. So she's repeating what, Dylan has said. Dylan said, I know Emily here says Dylan saw Kaylee scream, but whatever. Heard, saw, I don't know. But she's repeating, my point is what, Dylan's narrative is, right?
Upstairs. Okay.
Saw a man last night around 4 a.m. She saw Kaylee scream and go up the stairs, and
So this is.
mhm.
So she saw a man, and then heard Kaylee scream.
Kaylee scream and run up the stairs because she lives upstairs. Kaylee does.
And ran upstairs. Okay.
Ran into the room and locked themselves in it.
Locked them. Okay, wait a minute. Does she say just ran into room and locked themselves in?
Okay.
Ran into the room and locked.
She's talking about Dylan. Why is this redacted? She's talking about Dylan. Why is this redacted? Why can't we hear this part? Why can't we hear this part?
So this is. So she saw a man and then heard Kaylee scream.
Kaylee scream and run up the stairs because she lives upstairs. Kaylee does.
And ran upstairs. Okay.
Ran into and locked themselves in it.
Blank ran into blank room and locked themselves in it. So they don't want us to know who ran into whose room and locked themselves in it. So I'm going to assume it's not Dylan and it's not Bethany, that Emily must be talking about someone else here because they don't want us to hear it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Why do they have to redact Dylan ran into Bethany's room and locked themselves in it? Why do we have to redact their names?
And then, she was screaming their names, and she didn't hear anything. So a while later, she came back out to check.
Is she telling this out of order? Is she talking about Kaylee and Maddie locked themselves in their room and then they start making frantic phone calls to Jack? I don't know. Then she didn't hear anything after a while. So she can't, I mean, is Emily telling this out of order because she just said Dylan ran to Bethany's room and locked themselves in, and now she's talking about Dylan opening her door and checking and not hearing anything? Is she telling it out of order? Or did they redact the names of Maddie and Kaylee running into a room and shutting and locking the door? Or maybe it was Xana and Ethan that ran, and I don't know. They redacted the names, so I don't know. I'm being a titch sarcastic because I'm so angry about these ridiculous redactions. Itty bitty poof, you think it looks like the doors were kicked open? Listen to it again. Yes. I'll slow it down.
Saw Kaylee scream and go up the stairs, and
So this is. So she saw
a man last night around 4 a.m. She saw Kaylee scream and go up the stairs.
So Kaylee scream and go up the steps. So that means Kaylee screamed at something that was downstairs because she's running up the steps.
And
so this is. So she saw a man and then heard Kaylee scream.
Kaylee scream and run up the stairs because she lives upstairs. Kaylee does.
And ran upstairs.
Uh-oh, I'm coming back over to chat, you guys. I'm coming back over to chat. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, Jen, you can always, that's something too, mods, you can flag me for comments, like put some flags in the chat or something. Oh, G Bean wants me to keep going. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll continue it in a second. Please move the comment. Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. That's the worst. Wait a minute. Remove it. There we go. Sorry about that. Hi, North Carolina Mountain Man. All right. Are we good now? Are we good now?
Okay.
Ran into and locked themselves in it.
One more time.
So she saw a man and then heard Kaylee
scream and run up the stairs because she lives upstairs. Kaylee does.
And ran upstairs. Okay.
Ran into the room and locked themselves in it. And then, she was screaming their names, and she didn't hear anything. So a while later, she came back out to check, and I guess the man was standing right there staring at her.
Okay, so let me kind of just back up just a hair here, okay?
Now I'm thinking it's Bethany locking herself in Dylan's room with Dylan. I don't know what I'm thinking. Why am I thinking that?
Okay.
We woke up at 1:30.
Way too far back.
This is. So she saw a man and then heard Kaylee scream
And run up the stairs because she lives upstairs. Kaylee does.
and ran upstairs. Okay.
Ran into the room and locked themselves in it.
It sounds like it says ran into Dylan's room and locked themselves in it. Someone ran into Dylan's room, unless it's Kaylee, but it didn't sound like Maddie to me. It didn't sound like Kaylee ran into Maddie's room and locked themselves in it. It sounded like Dylan to me. It sounded like a D.
And then, she was screaming their names, and she didn't hear anything. So a while later, she came back out to check, and I guess the man was standing right there staring at her.
Okay, so let me kind of just back up just a hair here, okay? So she said that she saw Kaylee run upstairs and then Kaylee was screaming. And
No, she's screaming.
just screaming.
Screaming that she said that there's a man here. There's someone in the house.
Okay, that kind of stuff. So this is all right around 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, go ahead.
And she opened the door a while later to check, and I guess the man was staring at her, and she didn't know what to do, and the man didn't do anything to her, and she went back into the room, and she heard the side back door close, so she thought that they were gone. So
I'm sorry, but I just feel like that's this whole man that I saw, and it is just to make it seem like one perpetrator. She had to see one guy to make it be one guy, and not however many people that were in the house that left her and Bethany alone. That's my thought. That's my thought. Let me see what you guys are saying. Why kill other witnesses, but not the other two? Did they not realize who all lived in the house? Hey, Wade Bird, what time did they actually clear out? 1:57 p.m. What do you mean clear out from where? I'm not sure. She said they. Hey, kiss me. You think Kaylee was screaming like for Dylan and Bethany? Oh man. Oh man. Ugh. I agree with that. I agree with that. She said Dylan was screaming their names. She did. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did something get funky in the chat? Sorry. What are you saying, Lori? Oh my gosh. I kind of think that they got chased into the house too. I do think that they could have been outside and it started out there. That's what it even sounds like to me on the 226 sounds. All right.
Went to sleep.
Okay.
Then called me in the morning to come check out the.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, it's just screaming.
Just screaming.
Screaming that she said that there's a man here. There's someone in the house.
Okay, that kind of stuff. So this is all right around 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, and then go ahead.
And she opened the door a while later to check, and I guess the man was staring at her, and she didn't know what to do, and the man didn't do anything to her, and she went back into the room, and she heard the side back door close, so she thought that they were gone, so they went to sleep.
Okay. She didn't hear the sliding back door close because it wasn't closed. So, get rid of that one.
Okay.
So then they went to sleep. Oh, my roommates were screaming bloody murder. They were being chased by a man who left me alone. So I'm just going to go to sleep now. Get out of here. You would not go to sleep. 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 Very rehearsed. Thank you, Lori. Very rehearsed. And you know what? I don't know if it's rehearsed, but it's Dylan. Dylan told this information to every single person, and she said it over and over and over. And so now this is the story that everybody they're interviewing that was on scene knows because of Dylan. Yeah.
Then called me in the morning to come check out the house.
So Emily doesn't know the part about Dylan leaving her room and running down to Bethany's room. So according to Emily, it sounds like Bethany and Dylan locked themselves in Dylan's room. Right? According to Emily, Emily's version is that no one ran downstairs to Bethany's room. She did not say that. Did you guys hear that? I did not hear that. Exactly, North Carolina Mountain Man. How do you sleep after you hear that scream? Oh, I mean, I can't imagine what they heard. Oh my God. I can't even imagine what they heard in that house. People running and sleeping. Yeah. Well, we know they didn't go to sleep, but they want Why do you want everybody to think you just went to sleep? She wants people to think me and Bethany just went to sleep. So they don't want everyone to know what they really did. Yes, Bubbly, I agree. Just the tone of the voices you can hear on 1112 camera, they're angry isn't even the right word. They are just brutally yelling at somebody. They're like threatening sounds to me. Maybe they weren't there. Don't need to listen to pain, right?
Said that it was the side door she heard open. Like
Yeah, it's on the second floor. It's in the kitchen. It's a sliding door out the back.
Then they just went back to bed. Did she say why she didn't think to call anybody when it was going on?
I didn't ask her that, but I was just talking to her, and I was like, "Well, do you know, if you looked above all this stuff."
Then they just went back to bed. Did she say why she didn't think to call anybody when it was going on?
Right there, you guys. I have to get this is Payne. This is Brett Payne. And I got to give it to Brett Payne. He asked the question. There's also another officer that I think it was Gunderson that was like, they didn't call or something like that on the body cam. Did she say why she didn't think to call anybody when that was going on? I got a comment up there again. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Jency. I saw the sorry. Don't get mad at me, you guys. I'm sorry. Did she say why she didn't think to call anybody when that was going on? Yeah, officer. She said she didn't want to get in trouble. I'm being funny. I'm just being funny. Bye, Steven. See you later.
I didn't ask her that, but I was just talking to her, and I was like, "Well, do you know, if you looked above all this stuff."
Okay, Lori, you and I are best friends like since childhood. If you're listening, if you and I were in this situation, the cop just asked Emily, "Did you ask Dylan why she didn't call anybody?" And Emily's like, "No, I didn't think to do that." Would you and I be like calling each other out? Like, what are you doing? Why didn't you call somebody? Oh my gosh. We would, you guys. We would.
She said that she almost didn't want to believe it, because she said, A, I was a little drunk, B, I didn't think anything of it because your brain just doesn't.
That's ridiculous right there. That's ridiculous. I didn't think anything of it. You know what happened. You know what happened.
Make sense of that, because why would it? And then I was like, "Well, do you know, she said that he had some mask on, or you could only see, it was like it goes over here and over here, and she could really only see his eyes and nose." Yeah, that's all she said about him.
Okay. So then once she called you, then what happened?
She just said, "Come over, check it out." I was like, "Okay, I'll be right there."
So remember, you guys, and I think it was Travis what did I say? Oh my gosh, Travis T. Logic. When he was explaining some of the language that he was hearing and listening to, I believe it was him. He was saying how you're leaving it up to someone else to come find. She set it up, Dylan set it up so that someone else would come find and discover the scene, not her. So someone else, and think about that. The front door was open. They left the front door open for like 2 hours, probably hoping somebody would come by and like, go up the steps, and then just a random stranger would call 911. Or, and then that didn't work. So then she calls friends over, which is horrible. Let's call my friends over to find this.
Went over there immediately. I went to the bathroom and we walked over there, and I went upstairs because she said Dana and Ethan were not waking up, and I was up there and he grabbed me and told me that I didn't want to see it, and so I never went in there. And then the police arrived.
So you were just were you downstairs?
I went upstairs. They were all outside. I went upstairs. Hunter was in their room.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came out and said that he really didn't want to see it. So,
did you, so actually went in?
Yes.
Did you see anything? I mean, when you were walking in there, did you see anything that would have seemed out of the ordinary to you?
Well, they didn't do anything last night, except for the night before they threw a big party. So it was like a mess.
Okay.
But it's always a mess when they throw a party.
That was Friday night.
Yes, because it was their normals.
On Friday?
Yes. So, but Santa and Logan and Kaylee, they're not all in the sorority, neither am I.
Mm-hmm.
But they hosted it and
okay.
like the pregame before.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing, there was a knife on the floor, right, immediately when I walked in.
So explain to me.
Which, I mean, like, that could be normal, but you walk in, you go up the stairs right here, and then it's the living room. You go down this hallway.
I would love to hear Travis's take on this when Emily says, I mean, that could be normal. Having a steak having a steak knife on the floor at the top of your steps. That's just normal. Is it normal the morning after a quadruple homicide? Is it normal having a steak knife on the floor the morning after a quadruple homicide in your house? No.
In Santa's room, there was a knife right there on the floor.
Like in front of their room?
In front of, just at the top of the stairs.
Top of the stairs.
Which I don't know why there would be.
What kind of knife, remember?
Like a steak knife. Can I cancel this?
Yes, go ahead.
I don't even know how to explain this. This knife thing makes no sense. Emily says there's a steak knife on the floor at the top of the steps. Hunter's in the room. He has either already gone to go get another knife to go into the room to check, or he's coming out of the room to go into the kitchen to get a steak knife to check. Does Emily hand him the knife from the floor and say, here's a knife you can protect yourself with, go in the room? Does Hunter pick it up himself? So I have to show you in this what is this called? The law incident table, I believe is what I need here. Yes. Okay. I'm not going to open my document camera just for this. I'm just going to show you. I'll put the video back up in a second. But this is the law incident table that lists every item of evidence. And it is pages and pages and pages. And down here where I have it highlighted is it's dated November 14th, 22, item 16, steak knife. Steak knife. Item 16, steak knife. Okay. So I didn't bring them in. I went to all of the forensic documents. I went through all the forensic documents looking for item number 16. And item number 16 were fingernail clippings, I think from Kaylee. Fingernail clippings from Kaylee. Now, Lucy explained this to me a long time ago that you have to because of course, Moscow, Idaho, and Idaho State Police, they're not going to use the name numbering. They're not going to use the same numbering system. They're not, their systems don't jive in any way. So I forgot I think there's another place that I can check to look for this steak knife to then go back to see if it was tested or not. And I don't think it was. I don't think, just for me, I was flipping through all of the forensic reports. I don't think, but I could be wrong about that, but I need to. I know Pav has talked about it. But I can't remember what he found. You got money on that. It wasn't right. But it's not easy to just let me look that up real quick, because their numbering doesn't match easily right here. Item 16. The steak knife. Okay, let me use that number to go to the next document to find what I need. No, it doesn't work that way. It's so convoluted, coincidental, contradictory, right? Brian Todd, it had butter on it. Oh, yeah. Take your bets. Do you think the steak knife got any kind of testing done? At the most, all they would have said probably is that, yes, it tested positive for blood. I also feel like I should know this, but I can't remember. Sorry about that. But I wanted you to know I tried.
Anything else besides the house being a mess?
No, I didn't really go any further. I just saw the living room. There's, I don't know, the solo cups were on the ground instead of on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I don't know, they could have been knocked off by something, but.
So did you stay on scene until the officers arrived? Okay, you stay outside?
Yep.
And then you kind of assume you just came here?
Yep.
Did you make any stops in between here and there?
We went to my apartment, all of us as a group, to get sweatpants and change of clothes.
Okay.
For the other girls that could not come back in.
I see. Yeah. So I mean, I'm assuming you talked to folks or maybe who have you told that what's going on?
So he can't, he's, I don't know. And my mother is flying back. She moved to recently, so she's flying back. I sent them a text and said, I don't know if you saw the van alert, but I'm safe with the police officers, but I didn't tell them anything. I don't think that they've seen it yet, so.
Okay. I mean, this may seem like a weird question, it may not, but who would do something like this?
I couldn't even imagine. I would say absolutely no one. Zane is the most loved person on this campus, so.
Okay.
I don't know.
What's Zaina's background? I mean, what is she? She on any sports teams? On the I mean, what's her involvement on campus?
She did, let's see, what is it called? For business, she's part of that group.
Like BPA kind of a deal, or?
It's, I can't remember what it's called. It's Vandal something, for business. She's a part of that team.
You don't have to remember the name.
Yeah. But that's about her only involvement.
And she's correct?
She was, me and her, but not anymore.
So has there been any amongst the four of them, was there anyone that they were having a beef with? Was there any sort of rivalries or stalking behavior or anything that you can think of that someone even just kind of like, yeah, it's weird, I saw this guy, or had a confrontation at the bar, or anything like that you can think of that they have told you?
No, we don't really ever hang out with each other.
Okay. So nothing. Then nobody you can think of, huh? So Ethan's do you know if they have anything going on with any fraternities? Did they have did he recently break up with someone or recently get a girlfriend or anything like that?
He's been with Santa for a while now.
A long time.
No, and we consecutive like our friend group, at least that we have, we're friends with all of the fraternities, so those boys get along with all of our other fraternity friends.
Okay, so nothing you can think of, huh? Did you said you mentioned that they were out at the lodge party? That was after the football game, right? Do you know if they went anywhere else?
I don't know. I was sleeping. I just saw when I woke up in the middle of the night that they were still at the lodge, still at around like 1:30.
Okay.
So.
And that was all four of them, correct?
I just saw a picture or video of Xana, but that would absolutely imply that Ethan was there with her.
Okay. And you said that was around 1-ish?
Yeah, and I did not see or hear from Kaylee or Morgan the entire night.
Okay.
Not even Morgan.
And you saw that video on Snapchat?
Yeah. I can't remember who put it on their story, but.
Okay. Is there anything else you can think of that you want us to know about? Want to tell us?
No, I just can't imagine it. I don't think that there's anything I've ever heard from them recently.
Okay, so going forward, if you want to send your folks a text real quick, let them know that we're gonna be taking your phone, so that way they don't try to call you in a panic.
Okay.
So let them know that Moscow PD is gonna have your phone. And just so you know, we'll get back to you as soon as we can, okay? We're just gonna be looking for stuff that might give us an insight into who would have done this, okay?
Yep.
Or social media on a computer or something, just do us a favor and obviously hold off from posting anything about this on not that you would, but we want to try to keep the notifications that we have to make through the
Do you know
proper
who
channels.
sent out the whole message to the entire university?
I have no idea. That's something that campus.
So at first, I praised and pissed off that the university put out that message that there was a homicide without like directly telling them first. But after hearing this and just her describing like she's in the living room and Hunter comes out of Xana's room and is like, you don't want to see that. Like, come on. I mean, Hunter had to have like there had to have been like did she think they were still alive? Like if your boyfriend doesn't come out of the room saying, "Oh my god, we got to get help fast." Like, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He just said you don't want to see that. Like what there had to have been he was implying, she would have to infer, she would have to pick up what he's really meaning, like the look on his face, I mean, she had to have known, like no one, your boyfriend is not running out of the room with his own phone. Where was his phone? Why isn't he calling 911? Why do you have to have someone else? Why do you have to tell someone else to call 911? Emily's the first person you see, supposedly. Why don't you tell Emily to call 911? Think about those things. Repeat what I just said. Oh my God, I just said so many things. I was saying Emily, she was pissed off that they got the vandal alert saying that there was a homicide. And at first I praised her for that because I would be mad too. Like, why didn't you come tell us directly? Right. But now I'm hearing what Emily is describing. She's she's in the living room. She's watching Hunter come out of the room where he just saw, like we saw the crime scene photos with a big black box covering the bodies. He saw them. He saw everything. She sees the look on his face. He's telling her, you don't want to see this. But why wouldn't he say, Hunter told her, you don't want to see this. That's what she said. Hunter said to her. Hunter just said, you don't want to see this. So think about what Hunter didn't do. He didn't come running out of the room. Yes, that's like they're dead. Right. You don't want to see this. They're dead. So what I'm saying is I'm taking back praising her about that because you knew, girlfriend. You knew Hunter didn't come running out of that room frantic, like either him calling 911 or you calling 911 because they're still alive and they need help. No, you waited till you got downstairs and had Bethany call. Yeah, they call in. I don't even they wrote it as an unconscious person. They called and didn't even say, "Hey, our friends need help. Hurry up and get here. Our friends need help." No, they called and said, something happened at our house last night. We don't know what. That's the first words out of their mouth. They don't say, hurry, send help. Our friends got attacked last night. Something happened, something happened to our friends. They need help. Send help. No. Mm.
That's their deal. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's something we're actually required by law. If there's a threat to campus, it's part of like the whole Title IX.
And again, I'm just going to clarify on this video that, Xana's just passed out, but I'm just going to clarify that, I know I've made a lot of statements on here on this video. Everything is alleged. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I am speculating. And the reason I'm having to do this and that I feel the need to do it is because, the information that would clear all this stuff up, we would not have to question anybody if Moscow, Idaho, Boise, Idaho, Ada County, Latah County, prosecutors, law enforcement, Judge Hippler would just release the files so we could see all the evidence that shows us that Brian Koberger alone did this crime. Okay, so I have questions. I have ideas that I am coming up with because of the secrecy in this case, as does everybody in chat, right? So one thing I know about Josie is that Josie was on like Good Morning America and the Today Show, and I believe it was the Dateline special when Dateline aired. And Josie says, this is already aired publicly, that she knew something was off or something had happened. I don't know her exact quote, but she could tell something was very wrong as soon as she entered the door. And so that's the one thing we know from Josie. So imagine how much she shared about that in her interview that we're not allowed to hear. And then speaking of that, I'm just going to make sure this one's over.
And all that stuff we have to alert folks. So
Have you guys contacted?
Oh, the rest of this, she's concerned about Xana's dad, which good for her. She knew Xana's dad was in town, and it was heartbreaking because she knew that Xana's dad was expecting to go to breakfast with Xana that morning. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is what Josie's interview looks like. Ready for this? I just heard that this was no audio, so I've never even looked at this before. It's 14 minutes. 14 minutes. Here's Josie. I wonder if I put on the closed cat. Oh, you can't even do. Wait a minute. Nope, can't even do closed captioning because there is nothing to caption. There's no audio, you guys. There's no audio. Could you tell who the officer is? Who is that? I can't even tell who that is. Of course, they have her back to us. Is that the way it's supposed to be? Shouldn't she be facing us? I'd like to see her animations. Her hair looks really bright there, doesn't it? I'm not going to play this for 14 minutes, but let's put it on super high speed and just see. I'll just let's just see. Where would she get to some good stuff? Oh, she's doing something there. What is she doing? Maybe Josie's the hero that we need in all of this. Oh, she just put her hoodie down. Oh, that was a hoodie. Okay, there's her hair. Dark hair. She just put her hoodie down. Oh, she's pointing. It looks like she's really slouching. What is she doing there? Is she pointing at something? Narrated in my own words. Well, officer, I don't know where Hunter was all night. And when I walked into that house, it reeked. I don't know how those girls stayed in there for 8 hours. Who is that? I know that person. Who's interviewing her? Did you guys say in the chat? Let me look. Who's interviewing her? The video has been released. Blaker, thank you. It's Blaker. Thank you. All right, now she's sitting back, like more relaxed. We need a body language person. Like, did she just get something off her chest? So Blaker knows the tea. Blaker knows the truth. I'm just watching her hands. Trying to see if she makes any motions with her hands. She's sitting back now, though, which is interesting to me. She crossed her leg. Is she like, is she getting defensive? She's pointing. She was pointing over to the side. What is that? Is she pointing to somebody that was outside? Like, go ask them. I don't know. We're speculating, Moscow, because that's all you let us do. Was she saying like he or her or I don't know? She's got her arms crossed. He's just sitting there like, I don't know. Oh, she's talking. She's talking. I bet he didn't even hardly have to ask her any questions. I wonder if he even wrote down everything. All right. Just skipped through it real quick. Oops. Yeah, Blaker. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Somebody told me that it was, oh my gosh, was it Peyton Rossi's interview that said about them being at the party? His might be, I got a couple. Report 7 or report 10, I'm going to try. What number is this? Oh, that's number 1. $16. It's this one. $12. I'm looking for the report real quick about Emily and Hunter, I believe, being at the other party. Okay, that's 11. Here we go to 10. I think that was Jacqueline. So maybe it's 7. That's 9. 8. 7. Nope, this is a girl. I don't know the number for Peyton's interview. Isn't Blaker the one who claims he wrote up that inventory list? That's clearly a female's handwriting. Oh, I've been over those canvassing body cams. Yeah. Treehouse is where it started. Wow. Something went on at the treehouse. Yeah. Let me just try this. No match. I'll do what I did. Party. There's 48 matches for party. This is she. She. We'll find the one that's a he. He. Is this Lyndon? Oh, this is one of Jack D's roommates. That's one of Jack D's roommates. Oh, wait a minute. This might be it. Watch party. Nope, that's the drug guy that got kicked out of the fraternity. That's another girl. That's an incident report. That's about the parent getting kicked out of the fraternity. You guys probably can't even see this. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Checking to find the spot where we can prove that Emily was at, we think, the tree house. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Didn't I highlight it? This is it. Or no, this is Mason Barstow. This is Mason Barstow. He's the one that said Kaylee apologized to him. All right, it's not that one. Man. That's the same one. That's the same one. That's the same one. That's the same one. That's Lakeland McComas. That's a she. Oh, that's pool party girl. One of the most important things that I read in the book, Broken Plea, was that the author said that there were known connections with Bethany to Washington State University and Pullman. I have no idea where to start for that one. How would we find out Bethany's connection to WSU? This is still Koberger. This is all. Maybe that's going to be harder than I thought. Wait a minute. Oh, never met Koberger. Never met Koberger. Yes, Emily. I'm trying to find, because Hunter, Emily, Josie, and Lyndon all claim that they were home at their apartment from 8:30 at night all the way till the next morning, and they never went anywhere. And I was searching these Idaho State Police documents for one of the parties, the treehouse party or something. And I stumbled upon, or maybe it was what I was looking for, part of a document that said that Emily, I think, the names were maybe blocked out, but you could infer that they had gone to either Allie Benson's. It might have been Allie Benson's that I was thinking it was, or the treehouse. That's Jack Showalter. This is what we have to spend time finding this stuff, and then I kick myself when I don't write it down. I give up. I give up for today. Let me see where is the tree house? Oh, I'll pull the map up again real quick. So yeah, let's do this. So here's the area. Whoops. So everything supposedly that happened this night is, right in this little cluster right here of all these dots, right? The red dot right here is 1122 King Road. Okay. So the first party they went to was at Kayla wins, right? And that's over here at the treehouse. Over here. There's no photo of it. So over here, I believe. But that doesn't make sense. They were at the Whites. Why am I getting confused? Is Allie Benson's at the tree? Why am I getting confused? 106. Tell me more, G Bean. Tell me more. I know where the Whites is. But they went to Kayla Newins. Allie, hey, Dago. But you guys, okay, so they took that famous picture. I know their timelines because I wrote them all out and I did videos on them. Okay, so I know that everybody from 1122, they went to Kayla N, and I'm double checking right now. They went to Kayla Wynn's apartment at like 3 p.m, and they were there till like 6. So like from 3 to 6. And that's where they took that famous photo. And so that's at the Whites, isn't it? Yeah, it says party at the Whites. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. I got it. Okay. This is so like 2 p.m., somewhere around 2 p.m., 2 to 3, because the times are different. Okay. Bethany. So Kaylee went first. Kaylee goes to Kayla wins first. It's 621 Taylor Street. Where's 621 Taylor Street? Oh, it's the Whites. Okay. So they went here to the Whites. at 2 in the afternoon. So that's where Kayla lives. I wish I was trying to put text boxes on here so I could label them. But Google Earth, I could not find where Google Earth would let me do that. Okay. So there's Kayla wins. So then the tree house must be Allie Benson's. That must be over here. This must be, and this is interesting because when I did Xana's timeline, sometimes she would be at Sigma Chi, and then sometimes she'd be over here at Allie Benson's, and then sometimes she'd be over here at Sigma Chi, and then sometimes she'd be over here at Allie Benson's. But those are like the 3 main, or the 2 main, no, 3. Party at the Whites during the day, party at Sigma Chi starting around 9:30, and party at the treehouse pretty much all day, it sounded like. Evening into night. So those 3 places, and they're right next to each other. I mean, it's got to be a hike walking across the field to Sigma Chi, but I'm glad I have that visual now to see everything. I hope that helps. What are we writing 106 for? Allie Benson didn't live at Treehouse, I don't think. She lived at 427 Taylor. I'm getting it out of the book. Wait, is that the one I got out of the book? Allie Benson's house on Taylor Avenue. This is a work in progress. We will correct it as we go. You thought who lived at the Whites, Dago? We'll figure it out, you guys. I know I have all this information. 427 Taylor. Allie Benson didn't live at Treehouse. I don't think she lived at. Okay, let me type in 427 Taylor and see what comes up. 427, and then I'll you know, I know I have all this somewhere. 427 Taylor, Moscow. Oh, that's a walk. Well, not too much, but I don't think Xana would be, I don't think it would be very quick to go from there all the way over to Sigma Chi and back and back and back if 427 Taylor is Allie Benson's house. Allie lived with Kennedy Fitzgerald at 427. All right, there you go. That's where it's at. Listen to Lakeland's second interview. We will. I will for sure. Yep. I think I listened to one of hers. I don't know if I listened to both of them yet. But I also know I got the information in the book. That's another good thing about the Broken Plea book is you can find addresses in there. Oh, you're welcome, Dago. Hey, how are you? Lakeland said a 20-minute walk from Allie's. Okay, that probably makes sense. I was talking about the Broken Plea book, Bubbly. And we were looking up Allie Benson's apartment. So right here, there it is. Interesting. I've got we're going to keep this map going. We're going to keep this map going. Whenever I find something, I'll add to it. Okay. You can do a lot of walking after a couple of bombs. You know what? That's a great point. Let me come back over here. Right there. Bethany is supposed to have a connection to Washington State University and Pullman. Is it Xana's sister? Is it Jasmine? I don't know. Someone said, is it the Cougar Den? I don't know. Oh, but Carlos laughed at me last night because he asked me something and I literally went, because my tabs, like I literally write like Jack D's phone calls, boom, right here. And I open up to the page and I started reading him information. Like I marked every little topic that's in this book. I'm still not done yet, but yeah. Okay, you guys, I know we didn't listen to Hunter Johnson's interview. It's like 10 minutes long, but go over to Connor, Idaho 4. His channel has the interviews. Christy's Chaos, her channel has the interviews. If there's a mod here that could put their links, they have all these interview videos. So make sure you are supporting those channels, please. If you wanted Hunter's, you know, I feel like what he says in his interview basically matches the narrative. I don't know if I'm a real researcher, but I'm trying to be a researcher. Oh, funny. Yeah, support those two channels. We found some contradictory information today. You know, with Lyndon, the biggest bomb for me was Lyndon Beck saying, we woke up when that happened. You can tell by the tone of his voice. He's talking about the murders. Emily mentions nothing about that. Emily doesn't say now remember, Emily is Dylan's big. They're in a sorority. It is an oath to the death, right? It's an oath for life. It's a code of silence. So there's lots of examples of that. So Dago, I was saying, if you're still listening, that we should have Travis do his analysis on the police interviewers. The way that they interview. I don't know who would be the best one, but oh my goodness. Well, you guys, I made that map, so I was happy to share that with you. I have a job to do. I am going to find out about that steak knife. So I will be coming back to you with information on that steak knife. I am going to get better prepared, and I'm going to find that document about Emily at a party that night. And I know I found a couple other nuggets too. So my plans for next week are to do an episode on Brian Koberger, because there's a lot of good information in here about his parents' interviews, how that went down, the arrest, all that stuff, and some other information. I want to do a Brian Koberger episode. And then also continue on with the timelines. I need to do Jack Showalter's timeline. So those are my plans for next week. I hope you will join me back next week. But more importantly, please join me tomorrow night, Saturday at 6 p.m. for the verdict room, it's a panel with Dago, True Crime Cafe, myself, Logan from Bronx Tales, and Mike, the last 24. And we're going to be having a guest on. So Travis T. Logic, that I've been trying to talk about today during this episode. And we're going to do like a live analysis with him. So it should be great. It should be a great show. Dago and I are so excited for it. So I'm going to clock out for now. I'm going to make sure I make that donation over to Senior Wazowski, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Have a wonderful Friday, you guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. That could be unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. Show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we called it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.